Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Company of Heroes 2. This is another one of these live streams that we're actually doing a replay cast and we'll be posting to YouTube, hence why it's at 720p. So my apologies there, but it's necessary to do the live stream. So we do have this guy a little bit AFK. I mean, he's more AFK than you'd want to be.
Do you think he's checking Facebook or watching a YouTube
I think he's eating a kebab.
Oh, eating a kebab.
I would say so.
That's preferential, isn't it?
Do you think doner or chicken?
I'm always a chicken fan myself. I know you like the doner and stuff.
I don't.
No, you don't?
No,
What do you have?
Chicken kebab.
Chicken. I have chicken as well.
Let's go ahead and read our players. So our allies at the bottom of Kolodny Firma Winter. Nope, just kidding. Moscow Outskirts Winter. Xoctic as our Soviets. And Xing Ying as our American. I almost said Yin Yang. I almost said Yin Yang.
That could have been a little bit deadly. Playing as our Axis here, we're going to have Lemon as our Oberkommando West, and his ally for today will be Dizillusion. Yeah,
now for the record,
as our Wehrmacht. A
lot of people may have seen this replay, as it is actually the current replay of the week. So if you have seen this game, just a warning. But we don't really care. We want to do this video anyway because it looks like a really good replay. It's sort of the things with Code 2 now is there's so many other like Company of Heroes 2 shoutcasters. There's a lot of overlap when it comes to who's casting what games, but I don't think it really matters, to be honest. So we actually have all 4 factions. That's something that's I like seeing. It makes this a lot more interesting dynamic because then you can factor in synergy of the factions, and I think it's actually really strong for allies is to have the Soviet mix of, say, snipers, but then combined with the really strong infantry of US.
Yeah, I really love it when I do see teams using this strategy. They move in together, they use their units in synergy, have them spread across the entire map. Here we've got these really powerful frontline riflemen with the backline power of the sniper as well.
That's a really early battle group headquarters.
Super early, yeah. I mean, I guess for the forward heal, I mean, it's going to help out everyone. I mean, it might mean no med bunker for a little while for our Wehrmacht player there. We'll have to see. Pretty early Kubelwagen as well coming out here.
Oh no, will we actually get caught by the Panzerfaust? It is kind of hard to use them now, considering the deceleration, and the acceleration isn't that fantastic on the M3s, that it is quite hard to always avoid those. Oh wow, he lost the engineer squad. The Sturm Pioneers were just gunning down those combat engineers trying to get inside of it, so we do have pretty good map control thus far by our Axis with that rather early battle group headquarters. Sniper, though, is doing some pretty good damage. Only 2 kills so far, but will continue to be that manpower bleed. Kubelwagen going in. It can be a nice counter to the Sniper. The M3 is then, in turn, the good counter to the Kubelwagen, but with the damage engine, can't be very effective.
Not. So the Kubel will be forcing off these riflemen as well as the Sniper. As it turns out, it's pronounced Xin Yin, I think, as well, so I'll have to work on that. So the riflemen are going to be forced off by this Kubel. The Sniper forced backwards as well. So our Axis players starting to get a little bit of this map control back.
Garrisons are a really good way of countering the Kubelwagen because the damage on a Kubel isn't that great. The Kubel is just about the suppression and the mobility, but if you stay in a garrison, you can generally just out-trade and force away the Kubelwagen. We do have the fortifications doctrine locked in, very, very strong. MG34s and the PaK 43s do make it quite a strong complement for the OKW.
Probably going to be coming out fairly shortly. Sniper's back on the field as well now. Starting to inflict some EB. Klubel's going to try and force that one off. Yeah, see how this battle group headquarters works. It looks like everyone is reinforcing from there, or like healing from there at least.
Oh no, Sniper getting caught by the Kubel. Kubel doesn't have very good detection though. That's the one thing that really separates it from, say, a 222, is the detection is abysmal. So it is hard to actually kill the Sniper. M3 moving in, nice response. Wow, that died fast.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the strength of the M3, is the Kubelwagen just dies hardcore. And there goes the Volk squad as well. Negative cover. There's no Panzerfaust on the Volksgren, so they will do some pretty good damage to MGs as well. This is a fantastic play coming out of Xoctic, a very decisive M3. May even lose the MG42s as well.
Volk squad goes down as well. This is so much bleed being infected by the M3. It's going to go ham after these MGs, and they're not in a good position. They are going to be reinforcing from the headquarters, though, and the M3 is actually getting taken very low.
Oh, dear. The M3 will get taken out by the MG. 3 of the combat engineers survived this one, but the MGs are reinforcing from the battle group headquarters, so they will hold the line for now. Engineers in the garrison But the Sturm Pioneers, they're ready and waiting.
They're going to gun them down incredibly quickly. The Flame is not going to crit on the MG. The Pioneers, the Competitioners do go down here. The Riflemen, they're still in the area, though. They want to be forcing off these MGs. They want to try and kill them. Oh,
there goes the MG. Sniper gets the wipe. Yeah, the Engineers were actually suppressed. So not only did they move slower into the garrison, they also didn't fire much at all. MG ripping through the Riflemen. Point blank MGs, despite heavy cover, do a fair bit of damage. So that didn't quite go as well for our allies as it looked like it was going to initially. Riflemen going to be retreating through a lot of stuff. You may even lose that one as well. MGs can wipe at long range. Oh, there goes the Rifleman. Oh dear.
Not at all good. So that was an incredibly aggressive move from our allied players there. If the M3 just got a little bit deeper, it might have survived, but now we're going to have Shreks on the field on at least one of these Vol squads, and you've got to be so careful, because not only do you got the Shreks, you have the synergy with them and the Panzerfells coming out from our Grenadiers.
We do have an M20 coming out now for Xinjiang, but the problem is there's already Volks, there's already Shreks, so the M20, it's kind of lost its window to be effective. Perhaps maybe M15 would be nice, because M15s are about the long range damage. You don't really want to go in deep, where M20 is the opposite. You want to go balls deep and try and get those wipes on retreat. Sniper, though, continuing to party. 15 kills already. Lieutenant has some nice close range damage. Bear in mind, this is still the pre-October patch, so there aren't the buffed up bars yet.
Oh, okay. I was wondering
so bars are still terrible. No, this isn't beta. No, this is actually a pretty old replay.
Yeah. I'm disappointed.
At the time of recording. M20, the long range damage is okay, but obviously the closer you can get, the better. Double sniper even, wow.
Double sniper coming out here, really focusing.
I heard the rifle nade.
Yeah, I heard the rifle nade as well. I was just waiting for it to land.
I think that was actually Xinjiang's smoke grenade.
Oh, okay,
It has the same sound as the Grenadier. Ooh, that's a flare. Is that the
I think it was the sniper flare, was it?
That's what it was.
I think it must have been the
sniper flare. It's actually a good move doing that. I think it's actually a rather underappreciated thing, because the smoke flare will have more vision than the sniper's inbuilt vision, so it's good if you want to, say, start sieging up a battle group headquarters with a ZIS, or really just make sure your sniper won't get caught. So the battle group headquarters, it's going to be a bit vulnerable if a ZIS shows up, or even an American M1, but the Lieutenant was the tech of choice. Oh, there's a 222, very effective against the M20, unless the Bazooka crew evacuates here. Riflemen will have their AT grenade as well. There's the evacuate. 222 will get caught, and is going to have to retreat through the Lieutenant, but he goes the wrong direction. Does get it taken out, though.
Didn't get enough damage down on the sniper either. I really like that play there. They waited until, okay, the M20's got enough damage down, and just as about to, it's actually going to fall to the 222, the Bazooka crew comes in.
Oh, no, he's repairing it underneath. The Volks Grenadier fire. One more shot will take it out. The Volks Grenadier, they want to get the wipe, but there is the smoke. I don't actually know if you can attack ground the Panzer Shreks. I don't think you can. Nice nade, though, but it may not be enough to keep the squad alive.
Oh, and that was the Bard squad as well there.
The Lieutenant, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't attack ground. Oh, no, you can, sorry. This Storm Pioneer is selected. Yeah, you can attack ground the Volks Grenadiers. So if you do see the smoke, you just attack ground behind the smoke, and if you're lucky, you may actually finish off that M20.
So, looking towards VPs now. 400 for our Axis, 484 here for our allies. So they are a little bit ahead, having some pretty decent map control. It's been 1 fuel each for a fair bit of this game, but the fuel's being decapped right now. Sniper really needs to heal.
And the snipers are actually more effective when there's little squads on the field. Both of our sides, our allies and our Axis, they have lost quite a fair bit of squads, and the less squads there are, the less chances there are of the snipers actually being forced off the field. So that will give these snipers even more power, and we can see that 27 kills combined. It's pretty ridiculous. Another signal flare coming down.
They're really loving how far forward this battle group headquarters is. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and now seems like the worst idea in history. You see how far back all the squads are actually reinforcing and healing? They're just so scared of the snipers.
Nice response.
Yeah, really, really nice response here from Xoctic.
Because there's no way of forcing off that ZIS. Once it starts firing on the battle group headquarters, what can they really do?
Wiped an MG.
It was Vet 2 as well.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
They're just going to keep getting sniped. We do see the 222 on the field, and that was necessary against the sniper, but it was taken out. And with the ZIS, it will be harder to actually use that. So let's see what's going on. Actually, a Panzer headquarters here. It is behind the garrison, so it will be hard to siege that without going on the road, which is neg cover. So it's actually pretty good placement. I do like that.
Is.
Will prevent the decaps.
Protecting the fill point as well, which is pretty important. It's a really hotly contested spot here, given how... Well, I wouldn't say easy the fuel points are to decap, but they are quite a fair way off to the side of the map. They're right on the edge. They're away from the VP in the middle and all those hotly contested munitions points. So
now this blizzard is really good news for our Axis. The Panzer headquarters doing a lot of damage to the conscripts because they grouped up to get into the door. The AoE was basically hitting every single member. He retreats through the wrong door as well. I'm pretty sure there's a door on the other side. There is a door.
There is a door on the other side.
That he would have hit the evacuate button. He wouldn't have actually targeted it. You got to make sure whenever you evacuate, you do click the evacuate icon and then right click where you want to evacuate from. Cons are actually rather low here, and the sniper's got to be careful too. Stim Pioneer's gonna have some nice damage. This is backing away. Nice try.
Cons is going to be retreating here, so This didn't actually get any damage down onto that battle group headquarters. Con squad, I think, will walk away from this one. Snipers really do have to back and heal from that though, and also an M1 out here.
Now this is interesting because they actually went for the siege during the blizzard. You're probably better off just waiting until the blizzard wears off because the site makes it quite hard. They do still have that signal flare, which they are actually using for the vision, which is necessary during the blizzard. Snipers definitely aren't as effective during a blizzard because they have less sight range, and you really want to make sure you're max range.
What's the munitions investment on the signal flare now?
40. It's not that much. Because there's no Molotovs on these conscripts, nor is there PPSH, there isn't really that much munition sink. If there were guards... Oh, no, the Panzer II may find these snipers sprinting away just to be safe. Zis will fire one shot on the Panzer II. Where's the M1? Needs to be there as well. 222 getting caught out of position by the Shrek. Panzer II going to have a lot of damage against the vehicle crew. Taking heavy cover, though, behind the wreckage of the M20. It does get taken out now, and maybe the vehicle crew as well.
If the P2 walks away from this one, it is quite important to keep that one alive.
Oh, the Zis actually missed.
It did.
So the Panzer II survives. M1 was over here, unfortunately, but the snipers are still alive. That's what the Panzer II is good at. The Panzer II is the best anti-sniper for OKW. It's so good on retreat. You can just kill those snipers if you catch them.
Really solid play from Xoctic. Really hard to pronounce name there. They actually sprinted to the side there, so the Panzer II kind of had to follow it and then retreated around the edge of it. So, given how fast sprint actually is, it kept them relatively safe. If it wasn't for that blizzard, they might have gone down. If he just retreated to his base, I think the Panzer II would have just dived in. And we would have probably lost the Panzer II, but it would have been worth it, trading the Panzer II for those vetted snipers. But still, the Axis hold the ground with their battle group headquarters, having that forward reinforced. More vision coming from the signal flare will allow the snipers to continue to inflict their bleed. Panzer II gets a nice flank, gets the Vet 2 sniper, maybe even the other one as well. A T-grenade will land alongside a Zis shot. There drops the other sniper as well. Trading the Panzer II for the double sniper, definitely worth it because now there's no way of contesting this Axis strangle on the map. Gonna make life a lot tougher. Here's the barrage actually coming out from the Zis. How much damage gonna do? There's one Gren. There's two more Grens.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, he's getting close to wipes there.
I love when that happens when they retreat through the barrage.
It's always nice.
Gets 3 kills, not too bad, but now Xoctic is out of mana. Gets his tier 4 now, so he will have an SU-85, but there is too many Shreks for that to really work. He needed to have the SU-85 in conjunction with the snipers. SU-85 would have made short work, but actually going for a Katusha.
Okay, so that's interesting, and it could definitely work here against kind of these blob Volsks. And also some Obersoldaten coming out on the field as well now. Might not be a bad idea. I
do like that response. Again, I think he would have gone for the sniper, for the SU-85. But now that he lost the sniper, he needs to have some sort of anti-blob. Paratroopers with the LMGs are very powerful as well, even against the Obersoldaten. But whoever's in the heavy cover generally will win the odds here. A lot of Volkshreks moving up, but there's a fair bit of infantry here. Obersoldaten are firing. Paratroopers out in the open, not behind cover. They will get shredded by the Obers.
It's going to be the Lieutenant going to be taken out here. They're definitely taking very, very low here with the bar. There's still balls on the flank here. The Obers really aren't taking very much damage here. They have found some medium cover in the middle. Yeah, that did not go well. That engagement did not all go well for our allies. Those Obers have some pretty serious damage. Katusha is going to be firing in the middle, though.
It's a nice blob. Oh, wow.
Wow. some nice rocket spots here, and the pretty late retreat as well, so the second barrage will come down.
Maybe the third one as well. Now, I think the Katusha could have been a bit closer. Oh, yes, the MG wipe. You got to even Ura and cap that MG. The closer you get with a Katusha, the less scatter there is. So it's always important to drive into minimum range to make sure you hit as many shells as possible. Gets the MG. Good response from Xoctic. Is this going to be moving up? Mortar half track going to be the choice. So it means we must have the spearhead. Yeah, exactly. We do spearhead. A pretty safe choice. Tigers are always nice, especially with the Panzer Tactician in the late game as well. The fragmentation bomb, pretty good at wiping those AT guns.
Even the recon run is going to be extremely important during this siege. So, and the Jacks are going to be coming out here as well. So I do like this. They really are complementing each other, our allied players. Of course, given the Katusha came out, no SC-85, so do decide to grab up that Jackson for some AT.
It's interesting because you actually have the option of, when you both go tier 4, who goes Katusha or M8, or who goes the Tank Destroyer, Jackson or SU-85. I think the Jackson and Katusha is a better choice. M8s are really good, but they have really short range. So it's actually kind of hard to keep it alive and still inflict damage. You got to be careful with the vision. Whereas Katusha is safe. It has a lot of range, but doesn't quite have as much kill potential. M8's better against individual targets, but the Katusha is good against blobs, and even a double mortar half track.
Pretty potent here from Dizillusion, really wanting to set up this camp. If he can spread out a little bit and avoid these Katusha barrages, sort of work out pretty well from him. Fighting position as well on the side, they're going to be covering the fuel point.
Nice response. Will make that fuel point harder to cap. Katusha firing once again. This is a nice Katusha blob here. Won't quite catch anything just yet though, but gets a bit of damage done.
And this is a very, very dangerous spot for the Overs to be in because they push up for the heavy cover now.
And the Zis does a bit of damage too. The Zis is getting a lot of veterancy, and the paratroopers on the side are poking up through.
No real armor on the side of our Axis players yet, just that double mortar half track, so we'll have to see. I'm interested to see what they decided to go for here. No real aggressive medium vehicle player or anything. Pack is out on the field now as well, so that's definitely going to help. And a bit of veterancy coming down for these Grenadiers, as well as the Panzer Grenadiers on the side of Dizillusion.
Dizillusion isn't actually teching. He's gone double mortar half track for that mid-game anti-infantry rather than a P4, which is definitely a lot more fuel efficient. So he will definitely have enough fuel for that Tiger when he does actually hit the 11 command points. Gotta be careful against the mortars. You can't really blob like that because a couple of lucky shots and you will lose a fair bit. And when there's two of them, it doesn't exactly need to be that lucky to do a lot of damage. This is going to end badly here, I think, for Xinjiang.
It's a very, very big catch-22 there. Oh, the Jackson's actually getting caught out by the Shreks here. You're going to have to back away along the road. Should be safe. Catch-22 is you have to blob to trade efficiently with Oversoul Darton. But if you don't blob, if you do blob, you're gonna die to these mortar half tracks, and these Overs are actually getting shredded. Yeah,
that's the power. Oh, loses the Oversoul Darton squad. Another one as well. A nice catch coming out of our US forces. That nade was really misaimed. Wow.
Wow.
I hope that wasn't actually the. Oh, that was the individual grenades.
That was the individual grenades. Yeah, it wasn't the assault ones. Smoke going to be popped here.
Attack round didn't actually hit, but the mortar half tracks are getting caught on each other. MG suppressing up some conscripts. Captured MG on Xoctic will be trading backwards. LMG blob, got to be careful. Zis going in very close, and they're quite vulnerable to the LMGs. Will get wiped, and that's a Vet 3 Zis, so that's a bit of a blow to lose that veterancy.
Went in way too deep there, looking for the siege or the barrage, but end up going in too far. Now there's no real way to deal with that Grenadier blob.
Well, maybe the Katusha. Katusha firing through. Where is it going? I can't exactly see it. Oh, there it is, going for the vaults, but actually retreated.
Ended up being a little bit short there. This is actually going to be recaptured on the side of Dizillusion. He's going to be grabbing that one up, trading it over.
Here come the shock troopers, a little bit late though, getting rather low, missing the conscripts. Zis may even get taken out by the shocks at least.
One shock squad might actually get wiped here. It's extremely low. He does end up getting wiped, so the shock squad goes down. Not exactly the way you want to trade. Shocks aren't that good when they're running into stationary LMGs.
Shocks are quite expensive to reinforce and to rebuild. Oversoul Darton dodged the grenade. Meanwhile, the Katusha needs to fire because this blob is running rampant, but it's so close together. We'll be coming off of cooldown quite soon.
Pretty shortly there for Katusha. It's about halfway through the cooldown.
45 seconds. Okay, not quite soon.
Yeah, no, a little while. And that's the perfect place to put it, really. Once those squads retreat onto the battle group headquarters, that's when you want to be saving the Katusha for. Paratroopers going to be trading on the side here, but there's just too much for them to deal with.
Yeah, you can't trade against that blob. That's a really scary blob here. What's the response going to be? We do have the shock rifle frontline tactics locked in for the IS-2. Very strong. IS-2 very potent. There's actually 3 bulletins as well. We did see in the load screen. So the IS-2 will be a little bit stronger than normal. Yeah, and this mortar's doing some pretty good damage. MG may even get wiped here. The MG is going to be very important for the blob.
Definitely do need that one. Mortar shots are coming in. That's a low squad, and yeah, do end up getting wiped here. Concept was actually going to be Uraring into it, though, and they may manage to wipe the Volks, and they may lose the Shrek here.
Nah, no, not quite. Conscript's not exactly good at wiping squads on retreat. Katusha's firing now. Where is it going?
Yeah, nice.
Could go this blob or maybe this blob here. It has the options.
Conscript's it's in the middle.
Yeah, not exactly a very good Katusha barrage, unfortunately. And this is the stage where the Oversoul Darton, they spike ridiculously at Vet 2. I think it's like 40% increased accuracy.
Something huge,
It's crazy. And when you have conscripts against Vet 2 Oversoul Darton, you're never going to trade cost efficiently. We may even have to see a sniper be rebuilt, but the problem is with the double mortar half track, the snipers can get wiped quite easily. Double Jackson, not very good against the blob, but he's going to need those Jacksons against the Tiger when it shows up, and eventually a Panther, probably. Either that or a King Tiger, even. What tech buildings do we have?
There's a lot of fuel saving right here. There's a lot of fuel saving.
He has all 3 of them. So we'll be going for a King Tiger. So the double Jackson is going to be quite essential. And Moscow Outskirts is actually a pretty good map for the Jacksons because it's very open. So you can really make use of the speed and the range. Whereas most 2v2 maps, they're very choke pointy, very urban, and it just makes Jacksons not viable because they can't actually outrange the super heavy anti-everything German heavy tanks. Whereas on this map you can. So, a good map for Jacksons. But still hard to actually use them against a Volks blob and Tigers that kill them in 3 shots.
Can definitely make it a little bit tough here. So, looking towards VPs here, is that actually our allies in advantage of the VPs?
Yeah, they had the 2 for a while.
They had the 2, yeah, they had the one down the bottom there. I'm surprised that Axis players didn't decide to pressure that one. They had such good control over the center, and they didn't have control over the bottom, so had the potential to get down there. Nice defense on the right.
So more blobbing here coming out of Xinjiang, and yeah, he has to be careful of the mortar half tracks. But still, I mean, this is obnoxious. I think what the best move is going to be for our allies is to just go the south and the north VP and just forget about the middle. Like, I think this is a lost cause. No, you cannot.
Just look at it. I mean, that's the screenshot of screenshots right there. If there was anything that I don't want to go into, it's that.
Yeah.
LMGs, mortar half tracks, MG. Yeah, no thank you.
This is the sigil of 2v2s, the blob camp. The sort of reason why I don't really like 2v2s as much, or even just team games overall, is because they're less about individual micro and plays and more about just blobbing and camping on VPs. Katusha's firing won't be that fantastic unless it wipes the Oversoul Darton squad. Is treating it now. Oh, not quite. He survives that one. But doing some pretty good damage. The Katusha is Vet 1 and even Vet 2, so the Katusha's actually been quite successful. And Vet 2 very important for the extra accuracy and rate of fire. IS-2 starting to fire.
Not having a good time though. The Grens were looking for the Faust. I don't know if they'll get it.
Oh wow, they will.
Does indeed.
And there's so many AT guns that the IS-2 is going to be hard to make use of. And also the thing is with Volksgrenadiers is because they literally get 3 veterancy bonuses that give them less received accuracy. Volksgrenadiers, when they're Vet 4, when they're Vet 5, they don't die. They just miss. Things miss against them. It's
Everything
quite...
does.
Yeah. Like, if you compare a Vet 0 Volksgrenadier squad to a Vet 5, the extra survivability is ridiculous. So it is hard to deal with those Shrek blobs, even when you have heavy tanks like the IS-2 or the T-34-85s. So it needs to repair this IS-2, especially with the Panther on the field now. I'm a little bit surprised though. Is this the Wehrmacht or that's the OKW?
Panther.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the King Tiger. I think it would have been a much better choice because Panthers, they aren't as good against infantry. And it's not like he really needs the mid-game AT when there's that many AT guns and there's that many Shreks on those Volt Grenadiers. Shock's getting a bit low though, retreating through the neg cover, through the MGs on the Panther. He may even wipe the Shocks with his Panther. Wow. Wow, that happened.
Machine, you were saying something about the anti-infantry firepower coming out from the Panthers.
Well, and I did say that it wasn't good against infantry, and I lied. I eat my words.
Yeah, and real.
I think that's sort of one thing that I don't like about the Panthers is that they're really good anti-infantry. Well, I mean, compared to the Jacksons and the SU-85s. And well, wow, is that a bombing run? Oh, that was a
possibly a plane
Thunderbolt. It was a Thunderbolt,
yeah, Thunderbolt,
but it was taken out by the Tier 4. The Tier 4 just shot it down. Yeah, considering that the Panthers have like 3 times the survivability with the extra health and the extra armor compared to the Jacksons, and then they also have anti-infantry. Jacksons don't really have that much going for them in comparison. They have the extra damage and range, but it's negated by the fact that the Panthers just have so much more survivability and the ability to wipe units on a retreat. But still, King Tigers are a lot better against infantry, especially against AT guns. M8 getting caught. M8's a nice response. He will need more anti-infantry. He needs to retreat that one because it will get taken out in 2 more Shreks. One more. Will he wipe it or will he miss?
Negatory. The Shrek did not actually get up in time here and it fires back a shot. Doesn't land.
I can't believe that Panther wiped it. I mean, that was crazy.
That was kind of ridiculous.
He was on the road.
Literally like 3 shocks in one burst.
Yeah. Wow. That sucks now for Xoctic. He's running out of infantry. He's gone double shocks and he's lost both of them. The unit preservation isn't exactly fantastic here for Xoctic, but I think a sniper would be a better choice in the shocks at this stage because shocks need to go in close. And you can't go in close when there's a huge blob.
Yeah, did need those 2 squads of combat engineers as well. You do need the repairs coming down to that IS-2, especially given how aggressive he's been using it. At least holding on to that bottom VP. It's important to try and stop that bleed.
So we do see the VPs being captured, and I think that's going to have to be necessary here. The top and the bottom. We do see the Tiger on the field, and there's also the option to go for a Pack 43, so there will be a lot of heavy AT. And it's hard to use the Allied tank destroyers against a Pack 43 because they're just so vulnerable. And then the only advantage they have is the range, but then the Pack 43 has even more range. Panther firing on the IS-2. Volk's Blob is moving in. AT grenades will connect, but will they penetrate? They will because of the rear armor. Nice play. IS-2, they're going to have to back away against the Shreks, and the Tiger closing the gap as well here. Katusha firing.
A little too far in the backlines here. IS-2 is actually still sticking around here. The Panther did back away. It is alive and walks into the Tiger, in fact. Got to be careful.
Wants to get that Panther, but he won't be able to. Nice IS-2 shot. Gets a lot of those Volks Grenadiers and will force the retreat. Jacksons now, they've joined the fight, and they will need to against that Tiger.
This barrage is going to force off those Obers. They're going to back away from this one. Incendiary coming down as well. That's from the mortar half track. Going to stop the Zis from actually pushing up.
Panther being repaired. Storm Pioneers, they get shredded whilst they're repairing in combat. Negative cover, though, will give the Panther even more damage.
All penetrating. All of these AT grenades are penetrating like the front armor. It's ridiculous.
Double M8 even. It's going to be nice against this blob.
It's kind of important as well. Tiger's going to force off the rest of those conscripts finally. That's a telemine.
Good response. So the IS-2 will synergize well with the Jacksons because the IS-2 has a lot of frontal armor, so it can soak up a lot of the damage whilst the Jacksons deal it in return to the Panther and to the Tiger. But the Volk Blob, the Shrek Blob is always a contributing factor, much more than the Bazooka. Tiger moving in, rear armor on the IS-2. Didn't even penetrate the rear armor.
Here comes the Katusha as well onto those Volt Strikes. Tiger's taking a few shots from the Zis as well. Where are the Jacksons? They're back off a little bit.
Yeah, they're firing now, and they're actually taking the Tiger rather low here. Retreating now. Jacksons can't quite chase without having the vision, so trading pretty effectively. The Jacksons do work well if there's something to absorb the damage, and the Veteran C2 will give the Katusha a lot of extra damage. Panther moving in here, a bold move, as there are still the 2 Jacksons nearby with the Zis gun. Nice response. Xingyang will retreat his Jacksons. They're both missing, though. When they're moving, they don't have as much accuracy.
Panther gets some idea of where those tanks are moving to. Just going to be backing off for now. kudos to our allied player. They have actually held on to that munitions point for a while, as well as having the fuel, so they're definitely not out of this in terms of resources.
Yeah, and
those fighting positions are paying off as well.
You want to have the munitions if you do have the P-47 rocket strafe for that late game AT, but again, the Panzer headquarters makes it rather hard to use it effectively. Yeah, definitely nice response, because it means that you have to draw in some AT. And if he then sends the AT off, the Shreks, to deal with those, it separates the blob, and that means you can sort of abuse the lack of AT in certain areas. But even then, there's so many AT guns, you probably should just send a pack or a Zis to clear out the fighting position.
Pretty important to siege them
But
down.
I think he'll just vault this fence.
It's been one of the fuel for a while. Yeah, the Shrek will be able to deal with that one.
They do die quite quickly, they don't have a lot of health.
Not a lot. Look at the blob. I'm just looking at the map, and it's just like there's literally no colored dots anywhere other than the middle. Fair bit of entrancy on the side of our American player. I'm not going to say his name because I'll pronounce it wrong. Pretty dangerous stuff. But he does have entrancy 3 on those, the lieutenant, paratroopers, riflemen.
Oh, we have the,
nice.
look at the pop cap.
Oh yeah, he's done the old. Well, I don't like to refer to it as the Blake, but I do this all the time. It's very scumbag. You evacuate your tanks, and then you call another one in, and you end up over your pop cap. It does leave you vulnerable because you can't actually reinforce anymore, but you get an extra tank out of the deal. In this case, 2 Jacksons, 2 mortar carriages.
Yeah, because whenever you evacuate a vehicle, it actually occupies less pop cap, because the vehicle crew don't hold the pop cap. The pop cap is in the tank. There still is some pop cap on the vehicle crew, but when you do evacuate, you will get less pop cap. Then you build more units, and then you go back in the vehicles and you go over the limit. If you need to reinforce, you then can evacuate again and then reinforce and then get back in. It's a bit micro intensive, but it gives US a little bit of an advantage in the late game, which they desperately need. Because late game US, it's kind of weak, and it's a little bonus that they have. Tiger against a single bazooka, not exactly going to be going down well here for Xinjiang. At the bottom, Panther is raging off against the double IS-2 even. Pretty good response. Thunderbolt going in, taking the Tiger nothing, because the garrison takes all the damage. Surprised he used it on the Tiger, because you have to combine it with other things.
You really do need to combine it into a massive tank battle as opposed to just using it individually, so... Well, at least it does force off the Tiger for now and gives our allies a little bit more breathing room. Here comes the mortar carriages.
Is that a Katusha firing? Oh wow, did we lose a mortar half track?
I think we must have done.
Maybe it was the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I think it must have been the Thunderbolt coming through.
Got the Vet 0, didn't get the Vet 2-1. Katusha firing.
Doing a fair bit more damage here. Panther and the Tiger are still up there together.
Wipes the pack at least, so the Katusha is just continuing to do free harassment.
2 Panthers in fact, so...
And 2 IS-2s. Yeah, the IS-2s, they're pretty strong. Their frontal armor, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I don't know about the double Panther.
Yeah, again, I think King Tiger would have been a much better choice, yeah. Gotta be careful though, facing the rear arm on the IS-2, it's very punishing. Will he land the AT grenade? Probably not, and he will take a lot of damage. Running through the road, over Soldaten.
Nice retreat point.
Squad wipe Soldaten. Will get that conscript, not a chance, especially with the Tigers firing. Zis firing as well here. Incendiary barrage preventing the close-in. Panther gotta be careful. Again, there's 2 IS-2s and a Zis. There goes both the conscripts, losing even more of the infantry. But it will free up more pop cap for an IS-2, but needs more fuel to make that a possibility. As for Xinjiang, he's got double M8 and double Jackson, so he's got a lot of anti-infantry and a lot of anti-tank. So I do kind of like this heavy armor play, because once you start versing Vet 5 OKW and even the Vet 3 LMG Grens, your infantry just don't compete.
You really do have to rely on the vehicle play to be able to deal with your opponent's infantry in a nice and effective manner here. So the IS-2 still at the bottom, at least trying to force some squads off this VP. Allies trying to hold on to them for as long as possible. They are slightly up about 40 for the moment. Still looking like it's going to pan out to be quite a long game here.
Oh, Panthers, are you sure about that? Yeah, I don't think the Panthers want to be there.
Probably not here.
The Zis will make a big difference.
Yeah.
If it penetrates, which it doesn't always. And this IS-2 is getting Vet 2, and that does give it a lot of extra power. Tiger moving in as well, though not exactly full health. but neither is the IS-2. We can wipe those engineers if it does find the shot.
The mine.
Yeah, the mine may catch the target here. I don't think the Tiger wanted to go in that deep, but the smoke will secure the escape. And now there's a lot of stuff moving in. A Panther, 2 Panthers even, and a Tiger. IS-2's got to be careful, but here are 3 Jacksons. That's a lot of anti-tank at the bottom, but will they actually penetrate?
IS-2's backing away now. Took a couple of Tiger shots, though. Can the Jacksons get the rear armor?
Oh, hits the mine.
The mine! The mine managed to keep the IS-2 alive. The Tiger's getting absolutely destroyed by the Jacksons.
The Jacksons have the rear armor, and when they penetrate, they do so much damage. The DPS on Jacksons is really, really good, but they don't always penetrate. The heavy frontal armor, conscripts retreating from that one, and so they actually survived this time. So that was really nice response, having those Jacksons down here, and it was a really nice spot that the Tiger just got shredded. 3 Jacksons is a lot of Jacksons.
It's a lot of Jacksons. All the vehicle crews chilling there with the hombres. Both of the IS-2 survived as well. The Zis actually did end up getting wiped there, the Vet 2 Zis, which is unfortunate. But having the 2 IS-2s alive is the main thing here. And that's a Veteran Tier 3 Katusha as well.
Yeah. Bear in mind, there was a blizzard, so the Tiger didn't quite have much vision. He just didn't know the Jacksons were there. And as I was sort of saying earlier about the snipers, the blizzards make it a lot harder to use the Jacksons, because Jacksons are all about their range. Because they just have no health and no armor, if they do get caught, they will die incredibly fast. So you got to make sure you're kiting them at long range, and you have vision, but you don't always get vision during a blizzard. Vet 3 on the Katusha, max range, not exactly the best thing in the world, because the more distance there is, the more scatter there is. So max range isn't really that much of a bonus, to be honest. Again, the Katusha, you want to be firing in minimum ranges, but still, it gives it extra safety, I guess. Depends how dispersed the blob is. If it's really dispersed, then more scatter can be a good thing.
I think that was precision as well that was being used here, the concentrated barrage.
It's actually really powerful. It only fires 1 barrage rather than 3, but it'll kill stuff if it hits. Good for wiping packs, for example.
MGs.
Repairing pioneers too.
Mortar half-track is actually still alive here. So the rocket strike from earlier did of course pay off. Didn't get the Tiger, but got one of those half-tracks. It's important to try and keep these backline artillery down for our Axis players. That's really where they're protecting parts of their bleed.
So about 200 VPs for both of our teams. The Volk blobs, they're getting a lot of veterancy, and that will mean that the IS-2 will continue to miss. The received accuracy, it's crazy, especially at Vet 5. They get a lot of extra health. They're just so hard to kill, and the reinforce is really low. Late game Volkstrex are so strong, let alone Obersoldaten.
I was just going to be gunning down these Vet 3's conscripts. They do manage to get the point though. They're still holding to the VP. Vet 2, IS-2 is exactly what you want against these Obersoldaten. The
Obersoldaten don't quite have the same received accuracy that the Volksgrenadiers do, so they can get taken out pretty easily, especially as they're only 4-man squads. That is probably the P-47. It's being called in here. The Panthers will get taken out. We'll take it a bit low. IS-2 gets a fantastic shot. There we go. Panthers are retreating. That's what you want to do. And we do have a Tiger flanking the M8. Where are the Jacksons? They're on the wrong side of the map. This is bad news, but there is smoke available on the Vet 1 M8. There is a single M1. No M8s. That's not the right direction. Gets taken out. Nice flank coming out of Dizillusion. Exactly what he needs to do. 2 Tigers as well here. This M8 should be fine on the road. A lot faster than the Tiger.
It's pretty quick. Tiger's going to be chasing it down though.
Unless it pops Blitzkrieg.
Yeah. Going to be going after the parting position instead, and it will give Axis players the chance to take out that side of the map. I think that's the rocket strafe coming in again.
Yeah, still going.
Did it go for the...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the mortar half-track, but it ends up surviving here. Oh!
Wow, there it goes.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's the second time the rocket strafe has come in and actually ended up taking out a mortar half-track for the deal. So excellent work by allied players, working out well for them. This is going to be firing onto the Tiger. Should be fine, though.
M1 as well.
Oh, wow. This is an AT gun sandwich, not where the Tigers want to be at all.
AT gun sandwich, wow. So that's actually a really good play, because Dizillusion, he worked out where the Jacksons were. They were camping the bottom. And without the Jacksons, there isn't really any way for the Tigers to be taken out. So making aggressive use of them and doing some pretty good damage. Without the M8s, the Axis infantry, they have free reign at the North VP. The Tiger's rather low. The Jacksons will catch it on the road. Rear armor as well. That is a death sentence for the Tigers. The Jacksons penetrate consistently, meaning that we'll take it out. Right. Incendiary barrage coming down. This Tiger, that's a Jackson sandwich. But will it get taken out through the smoke? Attack round will be coming out of Xinjiang. They're both a miss. Attack round gets a lot less accuracy. The Tiger survives, but now it's going to be within vision. There's the Panthers.
Panthers going to move into spawn. This is where the Jacksons don't want to be. Dueling with
too
these Panthers.
Close. The Panthers, if they get within close, they take out the Jacksons, but there's actually 3 of them, and they're penetrating every shot.
They're penetrating all of them. One of the Jacksons doesn't get taken out, though. The other ones are starting to kite back. They're back at the maximum range now. One has a damaged engine, though, and the Panthers are flanking from the backside. The Blitzkrieg too much. All these Jacksons are going to go down.
Do we have the IS-2s? They're moving into the middle. There's no tanks in the middle, so the IS-2s have free reign. The Vet 2.5 Panther, it survives this one. Jacksons didn't quite have the support, despite having some good penetration RNG, but now the IS-2s found a blob, and I think they're going to have a good time. Katusha as well, but so the Shrek's going to have some nice damage. Dishkas on the IS-2s will give some nice extra anti-infantry. Tigers are rotating down, and a pretty big infantry push. The Jack Panther's very low. The AT grenade may even take it out from the rifleman. M8 firing in the middle as well here. Wipes the pack. That Panther's so low, but it retreats the rifleman, so won't get taken out here.
It's going to end up surviving here. The IS-2's inflicted a lot of bleed as well, but you have to remember all 3 of the Jacksons got taken out. I think the trade there was 1 Panther. That's about all they got out of that one, so tanks surviving here for our Axis, though they did lose a lot in terms of bedded infantry.
Yeah, and especially as there's 5 vet on the tanks as well. They do scale very well into the late game, but this IS-2...
That's another crew shock!
It's becoming a bit of a monster. Vet 3 gives it even more rate of fire and mobility. What else is firing? The Vet 2 pack. And this is still the old patch, so that the packs don't have that the decreased rate of fire. They fire very, very quickly, especially with the veterancy. Zis moving in, a pretty dangerous angle.
Tank destroyer is ready for orders.
So we do have another Jackson being built.
Yeah, so another Jackson going to be coming out here,
oh,
and
wow.
the Panthers are being repaired. Slowly but surely.
If only there was a Thunderbolt.
Is there though?
No, not nearly enough. Vet 4 Obersoldaten. These are going to be very, very strong. And at the moment, there's the middle VP being captured back by Xinjiang, the American. M8 firing. May even take out the Obersoldaten with the Katusha. Not quite, but still the Katusha's continuing to fire. Yeah, if that Oberslay is alive, then it will make a big impact in these infantry engagements. Fair bit of veterancy, though, on the US infantry, especially the paratroopers.
Fast looks like they're going to be coming in on those.
No, not
quite.
Oh, wow, there goes one of them.
One shot takes out an entire Grenadier squad, almost the other one as well. Lieutenant does manage to catch that one down. Ziz is out of position now, as well as the pack.
Really, really nice push from Xinjiang. And the battlegroup headquarters may start to get sieged. MAs need to be repaired. At the bottom here, nice push with the IS-2. We'll take out the Panzer headquarters. Obersoldaten, though, Vet 5. We probably can 1v3 all of these squads, but not with the M8 fire support. Pack, though. Ooh, the packs may even wipe the M8s. It's a missing, though.
It's hitting the ground.
It's a missing a lot. The M8's going to die so easily to the pack. One of them goes down. The second one as well. Even the Jackson's within firing range. He actually moved away the pack.
Pack's going to be walking away from this one. Have a Vet 4 Obersoldaten gunning down everything on the VP. Oh, Vet 5. Wow, yeah, gunning down absolutely everything on that VP. A lot of allied troops goes down. 3 IS-2s.
This is going to be a slugfest.
That's insane.
But still, let's have a look at the King Tiger. Surely it must be coming soon.
You would think so.
No, apparently not. Got two Panthers instead.
Yeah, Levin lost so much there as well. He lost so many squads when those two IS-2s actually pushed in.
There's no Shreks.
All of the balls got wiped here. He's just relying on those Vet Pipe Obersoldaten. Has a pack as well.
So the Panthers, they get a lot of extra armor in Vet 2, so it's hard to penetrate them. IS-2s have pretty good penetration though, but like the Jacksons especially, there's a lot of RNG with Jacksons because the penetration, I think at max range, the frontal armor, it's like 40% penetration rate. So you have to either get within close, which just means the Jacksons just get 3-shotted by anything, or if you pop the HEVAP rounds, then it goes a lot higher. So the Jacksons, they're hard to use because of the low penetration and how weak they are, especially when there's a lot of packs on the field. But given there's no Volkshreks, that will give them a lot of extra effectiveness. Don't have to quite be as careful, but the 3 IS-2s will synergize really, really well. Still be careful though of the packs, but they probably will get wiped.
I mean, I think you're going to be pretty safe with 3 IS-2s.
It's a good number.
Up. I would not want to be that AT gun right now, I'll tell you that much.
Definitely not. Here we go.
Destroying it. Cruise shock to the front one though, so can the turnaround come from Axis players? Here comes the Katusha.
Bear in mind, no Panzer headquarters, so there's not going to be any anti-air for the P-47. Can't use it during a blizzard, but even then doesn't have the munitions. IS-2 very low, but it will back away from this one. Tiger is quite low as well, and driving into the IS-2 is not exactly where he wanted to be.
That was really nice split micro coming out from our allies there. The 2 IS-2 split to the side, allowed the front one to get back, and they managed to snipe the Tiger and the vetted pack.
Probably can't push through the blizzard. The Jacksons, they need to have the vision. The VP's 165 for both of our teams, the north one being captured now by Xinjiang. Our Americans, still the middle blob here, a lot of packs. There's so many packs. And they're going to be great against the IS-2s, but with the M8 and the Katusha, they can get wiped. Battleground headquarters getting quite low. Vet 3 Panther. Yeah, they come really strong because they vet 5 times.
Have you ever seen a Vet 5 Panther?
Yeah, and you got to bear in mind, the IS-2s, they only vet twice. Vet 1 is nothing. So it's not like 3 vet compared to 5 vet, it's 2 vet compared to 5 vet. Same for both infantry and tanks, because even the Vet 1 actually gives a bonus. The Blitzkrieg and the Rate of Fire accuracy. So there's actually some pretty big differences. They vet 2.5 times as much as the Soviet vehicles. Lieutenant survives. Another Jackson being built.
At that. Soviet munitions for another Thunderbolt as well.
Double fuel for our allies. If they can hold double fuel, it means that they'll have a lot more ability to rebuild the tank. So even if they have an engagement that they both kind of lose, they can replenish their tanks a lot easier than the Axis, especially with the fuel handicap for our OKW. He can't really afford any more Panthers, and he doesn't have much income. He's actually repairing the battleground headquarters. He's actually going for the munitions transfer.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
Unless he's saving up like zeroing Artie or something.
I think he wants more. That's why he wants more Shreks.
Yeah.
He lost his Shreks. He has to rebuild them. So that actually makes a lot of sense, and it is a good response. You do want to have the Shreks for the Jacksons. Loses a M19. Bit of a blow.
Keeps the squad alive though, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, almost lost that squad. Obersoldaten very low. They can even get wiped by a single M8 shot when they're clumped up behind the heavy cover. Gotta be careful.
Playing a dangerous game. However, the top VB is going to be captured by our Axis. They're, again, going to be holding 2 here. 155 to 154. This game is incredibly close. IS-2 is going to be facing the rear armor at the wrong time. Panther's not going to move in though.
I gotta say, Xoctic is pretty bad at forcing his rear armor. He does it a lot.
Turns around a lot. Not a lot of reverse moving here.
And it's just so important because the penetration, it goes from being really low to then all of a sudden really high. Sort of one of the few allied vehicles where rear armor actually makes a difference, because say T-34s, Shermans, you basically penetrate all the time in the front armor anyway with Axis AT because of the really high penetration and the really low armor values. But the IS-2, it's huge. The armor is huge. I like the distribution of the kills. 44 and 6.
And
there's the Vet 3. There we go. Volkshreks, because they're Vet 0, they will die really easily.
Accuracy thing. You're seeing how much the IS-2s are hitting more.
Yeah, and not only the main gun, but also the Dushka. That's the fragmentation bomb.
Double cruise shock.
Yeah, the Panthers are moving in for it now. Where are the Jacksons? They need to join the fight. AT guns are far and may even lose this IS-2, but it is only Vet 0. It survives as well. Is that an incendiary or is it a Thunderbolt? It's the Thunderbolt. How much damage will it do? Not quite a lot. Panthers back away. And the IS-2 is bringing some more damage to bear on this infantry. The Zis, though, doing a bit of damage. The captured Zis from Lemon. There's Vet 5 Obersoldaten. It's IS-2 bait. Rear armor facing up once again. Jackson's at the top. Doesn't want to make the same mistake as he did before. And this is actually a hard spot to be in when you have your forces split up at the bottom and the top, but then when your opponent has their whole blob in the middle, because they can decide where to go. They can either collapse upon the bottom or collapse upon the top. Oba's getting very low. They survived that one. There's this not really penetrating that much. Max range against an IS-2's frontal armor. Not really that good for penetration.
A lot of tings coming out here.
Oh, that's concentrated barrage.
Concentrated barrage.
The precision.
That was precision as all hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Almost wiped
Rockets
this
landed
gun
on top
though.
of each other. Yeah, it was close to wiping. You're going to have to repair that one if he does decide to recap it.
So the pressure is on for our Axis because they're running out of VPs. Not a lot of anti-infantry up here though. If they just move the Volksblob up here, it will be pretty effective. Oh no, the IS-2 facing its rear armor, but look at this blob. So gotta be careful. Negative cover and no vet. It will get taken out easily by the IS-2s. Repairing up the Zis, a good move. Capturing it now. Half HP. It will die quickly if the tank actually hits the Zis gun itself. Tiger's moving back in. There's a Thunderbolt. Did a bit of damage, not a lot, but the Panther getting a bit low. So the Zis guns giving some extra support, but Obers are really, really good at wiping Zis guns. IS-2 still facing its rear armor. AT grenade doesn't penetrate. Frontal armor, not a surprise to see. Please rotate the IS-2. Panthers, they're blitzkrieging in. They may collapse them down, but there's 3 IS-2s, and they're doing some pretty good damage. The IS-2 dropping very low because of the rear armor. Both of them are quite low. Now, he still isn't rotating. The rear armor is exposed, and the Panther isn't quite going to get taken out here. It will back away. Tiger, though, getting a fair bit of damage as well. Even the deflection damage on the IS-2 is high. The Jacksons, they're rotating down. A little bit late now.
Collapsing in. Might not be enough here. The Panthers and the Tiger do decide to back away. IS-2 still facing the rear armor.
He loves the rear armor. Now, the thing you got to bear in mind is Combat Engineers repair really slow compared to Sturm Pioneers. But hang on. What Sturm Pioneers?
What Sturm Pioneers indeed, Machine. There are none on the side here for Lemon. He's going to have to rely on his mechanized regiment headquarters or something. IS-2 going to be moving in now.
But even then, the tier 2 doesn't repair that fast. Sturm
really,
Pioneers, with the Minesweeper, they repair really fast. And it's actually another advantage that OKW have in the late game, is they just have really, really fast repairs. Yeah, Sturm Pioneers cost pretty much twice as much as Combat Engineers, but they repair more than twice as much as Combat Engineers, and then they do scale well into the actual engagements, which Combat Engineers don't, despite their suggestive name.
Really has to cut back these
Oh wow, another concentrated barrage.
How many kills is that Katusha on?
Oh, so many.
That must have been so many kills.
74.
74 kills. Going for the 100. If we don't get 100.
I've never seen a Katusha do that much. Even...
I wonder if it's like... Do you reckon it's prepared for 100 kills? Do you think that's even possible? For the numbers?
Like it'll just bug out,
yeah,
bug splat?
Bug splat.
Well, I actually... Remember when I made the IS-2 video? I actually got 9999 manpower.
Yeah.
And I was actually getting more manpower, and I was spending my manpower, but it was staying at 9999.
Nice.
But there wasn't any more room on the UI for it to go over 9999. Yeah, I was recording for a while.
I think you must have been.
I was trying to get lots of footage of like other things I didn't end up using half the time. So Volksgrenadiers are moving in, and again, there's just no veterancy, so there's dying compared to the Vet 3 US infantry. Losing those Volt squads was a huge blow, but he may even lose the lieutenant here. IS-2, they're moving up. Vet 5 Ober still alive, 54 kills, rivaling the Katusha even.
Lieutenant actually survives that one, walks away.
Oh, nade going through.
Might be enough here. Ober's actually still moving though, and the Vet 3 paratroopers are something to really deal with. Don't lose those Obers.
Only one LMG though, bear that in mind. Not sure what that is. Is that a... That's actually the zero-ring artillery. That's the one that the longer the units are visible, the more fast they will fire. Not a huge vision radius though. It's actually now out of the radius. But still, look at the VPs. There's 100 VPs for our Axis, 137 for our allies. So it's definitely going to be a VP battle, and I think we're going to see a lot of tanks clashing eventually. When the VPs get low, players get desperate.
That makes for some very, very entertaining games. Now the Jacksons are back up and running.
So a pretty underwhelming zeroing artillery, considering that was 300 munitions, and it's at the expense of no fuel.
For a long time.
If Lemon loses these Panthers, he can't really rebuild them. He's going to have one soon. We're looking at our allies. They have a lot of fuel float, so they actually can rebuild, especially the IS-2s. Look at this
manpower
float.
float from Xoctic.
2,500, but he's pop
Yeah,
capped. He can't
he's
spend it.
It's a lot. I never had that much manpower before, so...
Oh, I have.
Oh, really? They need fuel points
Oh,
for that.
no, the Ice 2 Mega taken out here. One more. There it goes. He can rebuild it. The Panthers are moving up alongside the Shreks. Conscript, Hero Conscript. Will he find the AT grenade? The Ice 2 is getting very low. He needs to keep moving. And where are the Jacksons? They're out of position. That's the problem. When you have your force split up, it's hard to do that. Conscripts, I think he maybe just wants to lose them for the pop cap. Doesn't penetrate the frontal armor. You won't against a Vet 2 Panther. There's a Jackson down here. Katusha wipes a Volks Grenadier squad. Very, very important to deny that veterancy. Meanwhile, here is the US forces with their infantry. Thunderbolt going in, not really doing a lot of damage though to the Tiger.
Jacksons are rotating down
there
now.
We go.
They're coming down from the bottom. They're moving as fast as they possibly can along that road here. The Ice 2s are moving in as well. Those Vetsuru ones, they're coming in now.
Crew shocked, having a lot of crew shocks. IS-2s, they do have a pretty high chance of landing up, but here come the packs ready to fire onto the IS-2s and the Jacksons. Blizzard is preventing a lot of the vision.
I swear to God, those IS-2s are being reverse moved. Holy crap, those IS-2s. Okay, yeah.
Oh, the Jacksons going in too close. They can't go close because they die so quickly to the Jacksons, especially the Panthers, especially with the rate of fire. But look at the penetration. The closer they get, the more they will. One more shot will take out the Vet 3 Panther, and there it goes. Vet 4, it's facing the rear armor, rotating for it now. The Jacksons, they gotta be careful.
Because of the wreck,
the
they can't see through the smoke. They can't see through that wreck.
IS-2's moving up now. How are the packs going? IS-2s, they're still there, rocking the full HP bar. That wreck keeping the Panther alive. Didn't quite attack ground through it. At the top, VP being captured, but he won't be able to. 50 cal though, may even die to the cold. How many IS-2s do we have? We have 3.
We have 3 IS-2s at the moment. One was caught in as soon as the last one went down here.
Oh no, the Tiger may get taken out as well as the pack 4 to the IS-2s. They're just so versatile. Going in for it now, and look at the veterancy. Vet 2 and 3. The Tiger not feeling too happy right now. He's getting so low, but will he get taken out? He pops the smoke for the disengage. IS-2s, they lost their chance. Crew stunned on that IS-2. Jacksons are moving up here, but they're so close and they're so weak as well. The Vet 3 pack, it's still alive and it's still firing. Even the Shreks have joined the fight. Jacksons, they want to get the Panther. It's Vet 5 and it will Blitzkrieg for the disengage.
Main gun destroyed on that front. Jackson needs to get them out of there. Wants to keep a hold of that veterancy. IS-2s are backing out as well. Those
so
Jacksons
low.
are not stopping. Please, Jackson.
There's no vision.
Please stop. You're too far out. You're not in Kansas anymore. They are well within Axis territory. Gonna go for their cap and they have to repair that.
That's not where you want to repair your Jacksons.
They're gonna suffer cold as
man.
well. Oh wow.
That is
that's a ballsy play, right?
That is the most greedy repair I've ever seen. IS-2s though continuing to bring the damage, and all of the packs have been wiped. Oh no, Katusha!
No, Katusha again. Those Obersoldat refuse to die, however.
Yeah, actually, they have a lot of kills. 58. Katusha, though. Come on, 100. 86.
86.
Man, I've never seen such good IS-2 preservation. You lost one of them, but,
yeah, but
he's just floating so much.
Just alive. It doesn't even matter. So much fuel.
Man, this is tense.
This is an intense game.
I think the lack of repairs may actually give this to our allies. That being said, though, there isn't really many engineers on the side of Xoctic. He has 2 combat engineers, but with 3 IS-2s, you need quite a fair bit. Really should get the Minesweeper on the Stern Pioneer. It does give them more repair.
Right, so 70 VPs here for our Axis, 116 for our allies. And their blob is considerably reduced, especially in terms of their inventory. They don't have much left.
Jin Yang is so lucky that a Volt Squad didn't run in and just kill everything while he was... Like, that's just not where you repair Jacksons.
You can pretty much kill them with small arms at that point. You can, like, poke them with a stick and they would collapse, yeah.
Yeah, like, when you lose the vehicle recruit...
Yeah, and you can't actually get them inside the tank
and then what Imperial Dane coined is the Grand Theft Panzer.
Yes. It's pretty hardcore.
Well, Jackson, I guess. But anyway, other than that here, the stakes are getting high, the VPs are getting low. Axis, they only have 50 VPs. Getting the middle one now. And actually the top one as well here, Rifle Nade will clear out the 50 cal. So we're going to see
having a good time.
A last push. Vet 5 Panther back on the field. How many targets? Only one. Only one. There's 2 tanks against 3 Jacksons, 3 IS-2s. not looking too good for Dizillusion
Sheer
and for
power
Lemon.
push would win at this point.
Oh, no, gets caught by the Panzerfaust. That's actually not good at all.
It's okay.
Tiger moving
Tiger
up.
may collapse onto him now, but the Jacksons are going to be rotating for this. Everything is rotating for this top VP right now.
Yeah, that M8 will actually get the wipe, which will stall the VP. Tiger has hit Vet 1 for the Blitzkrieg. Jacksons are moving up the road, and there's a couple of Shreks here as well. Vet 5 Panther as well. He's going balls deep, a risky move, but he wants to wipe the Panther. Will he penetrate the frontal armor? Going for the Tiger. He needs to focus down that Panther, as it will back away now. Here comes the rocket strafe. These Jacksons, they have a short lifespan, but the Tiger, it's getting so low. And the Jacksons got the Panthers going back in, loses one of them, gets extra range at Vet 5.
IS-2s are going to start moving to the middle now, but the Jacksons, they're starting to climb
there
backwards
drops
now.
the
There's
Jacksons.
second Jackson.
Yeah, really shouldn't have driven into that blob. But the focus firing wasn't good. He could have killed either the Tiger or the Jackson if they were all focusing the right unit. I don't think he was actually targeting them manually. He was just letting them fire individually. So now losing 2 Jacksons, a huge blow for Xinjiang. Maybe not be able to contest those tanks now, especially as there must be another Panther coming soon. Lemon can afford his next Panther once he gets the manpower for it. Whoa.
Well, that's just mean. We don't like mean people here.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's versing a Vet 5 Panther, and when the Panther has almost as much range as a Jackson, it's kind of hard to use a Jackson, which is entirely about the extra range.
Yeah, you really do
but
need to
then
have those IS-2s in the front
doesn't
line.
have the extra range against a Vet 4 Panther. Same with a command tank. You can't really use Jacksons against a command tank because the command tank Panther has basically as much range as the Jackson, but then it also has 3 times the health and 3 times the armor. Exaggerating, of course, but it's a significant difference.
It is indeed.
Especially when there's a Volks blob nearby. So the IS-2s, though, they need to synergize with the Jacksons. 1 Jackson, 3 IS-2s, Vet 3, Katusha.
Even it's a big push in the middle. It's worked for them before, and they're going for it again. Here come the IS-2s.
Yeah, they're ready to party. A lot of packs, they have been recruited. They've got to be careful rotating for it now. The IS-2s can wipe them, though, with their extra accuracy. Panther at the top, rotating down.
Packs are just not penetrating right there, and their mortar carriers are firing along with the Katusha. There's stuff coming down onto those packs right now.
Incendiary barrage as well as the Katusha. The packs will get taken out here, and the IS-2 is backing away. So really nice play, going in, doing the damage, but not getting caught out of position, not getting taken out. Vet 5 Panther has joined the fight, but how effective will it be against 3 IS-2s and a Jackson once it rejoins the fight?
Jacksons are collapsing in now. They're on the side.
Here we go. Oh, Jackson going through the pack. 2 Jacksons now, in fact. M8 going to have to be very effective against that single pack. IS-2s actually rotating around, so the full health IS-2 in the front, a good micro trick, keeping all of your health alive.
Packs are firing onto the Jacksons now. Their penetration, they're having a lot better time now. Will they get taken out in time? Probably not. That's actually back away here. Want to keep that veterancy alive.
IS-2 now joining the fight. The packs are an awkward angle. They can't quite hit both the IS-2 and the Jacksons as they are flanking in different angles.
There's a lot of reinforced coming out here. I think our allies might have to back away.
Even the Zis barrage coming through. M8 is sniped down by the packs. And that will go a lot of the anti-infantry pack for our Americans. Katusha firing once again. Panther and the Tiger in the fight. I really think they should just go for the North VP. They can't contest this massive blob with all the veterancy and all of the packs. The Vet 5 Panther going to be having a lot of damage. IS-2 getting caught on the other one.
Let's actually get a crew shock there. That might be enough, though. The Panther's going to come off really soon. It's got so much range. Look at the shot.
Well, it does take out the Vet 0 IS-2. Jackson's just not really penetrating, not through all of the packs. The North VP is held by a captured 50 cal from Dizillusion. Not really much infantry on the side of Xoctic and Xinjiang. And they may even lose the bottom VP now. Oh, that was a huge blunder. They should have just camped the VPs, the top and the bottom.
It was a very big blunder there. Just didn't work out for them, and all the packs were reinforcing as well. It might have worked if they get the wipes, but they didn't. And there's possibility for another Tiger here if Dizillusion wants one, and I bet he does.
That being said, though, there's another IS-2. Xoctic can just keep calling in these IS-2s.
Cannot stop
He has
right
one
now.
more available as well once he loses his initial, so he doesn't have to engage efficiently so long as he is able to replenish his forces whilst the Axis are not. But still, they're only on 40 VPs, or 61 VPs themselves, so they have to act soon. There's no infantry for Xoctic, there's only the combat engineers.
Pushing up now, really have to do, yeah, I think make a play for that top of VP. VP. Bottom one's being capped now. With only 55 in the bank, the allies have to do something pretty big.
Because the thing is the Panthers and the Shreks and the Tigers, they can rotate, but the packs can't rotate the VPs. They're too slow. They're too immobile. So if you just blob up the bottom, what am I saying? The bottom of the top with the IS-2s, the packs can't really follow. And by the time they do, it'll be too late.
Sneaky cap here from our lieutenant up the top here, but they will be suppressed.
Won't actually get the cut off.
Don't get the cut off.
But gets the bottom one with the one-man conscript squad.
Tush's going to be firing into the middle.
Yeah, here's the IS-2.
IS-2, so that's nice. Now they're splitting up their force. The IS-2's going to come up the top, and if they can actually force off these overs and split up the Axis tanks.
Gets the neutralize, so they will actually prevent the VP bleed once the bottom one is captured. So the Jacksons are in the middle. They don't know where they want to be. They want to protect both of the VPs. Vet 5 Panther versus a Vet 3 IS-2. Not sure how it's going to go.
That's him coming out here. He's actually dodged by the lieutenant. He's still alive here and should actually duel quite well with the bolts. They dodge the nade as well.
There's just so much armor. Even the IS-2 is failing to penetrate. Tiger's looking for the flank, but the Jacksons have rotated down.
This might be a nice rotation this time from the Jacksons if they can stay at range on those Tigers.
Vision from the vehicle crew. Nice move. You want to have something else granting vision for the Jacksons, not penetrating max range against the Tiger.
Looking at the top VP as well,
wow.
I think the lieutenant is still contesting on that VP. They're having the massivest duke out against those Volts, as well as the IS-2 versus the Vet 5 Panther.
Rear armor, actually. So the Panthers will do a lot of damage to the lieutenant with the MGs. Rifle nade, oh no, it's regular grenade, won't penetrate. He's going to have to retreat this Vet 3 Volts Grenadier. Nade doing some pretty good damage, but just kidding, it actually does nothing despite
like
hitting.
The lieutenant might finally go down here.
Probably
He's been
an
alive
incendiary.
for so long.
Yeah, gets taken out. Cruise shock. Jackson's a little bit too far off though, and the Tigers are rotating up. Doesn't look like the Allies can hold this top VP.
And they only have 22 VPs. They have to hold it. They have to win this engagement.
It's so neutralized now. It's not ticking. Jackson's doing great damage against the Panther. Going in for it now. He has to wipe the Panther, but it's blitzkrieging, reverse moving on the road.
So
it's just
fast.
easy mode escape. You can't really chase down a Panther when it pops the blitzkrieg. IS-2 Vet 3 very, very low. Double packs against an IS-2. It's within the firing arc, but if it starts to strafe it, it will wipe them rather easily. A lot of infantry, but at the same time, Xing Yang, he para-dropped down some paratroopers. Tigers, this is going to be a deciding factor here. The Vet 2 Jackson is taken out. IS-2 very, very low, and the Vet 5 Panther, it's still alive. Cruise shock. This may be the end of our IS-2. Jackson actually getting caught by the pack.
But the paratroopers, they won the engagement on the VP. Can they get the cap?
Let's see if they can. The IS-2, it still lives. The Tiger isn't penetrating, and there drops the IS-2. Another one being called in right away, capturing the MG-42. The Vet 5 Panther may get taken out by the Jacksons. It's out of control. It's taken out, but we have 2 Tigers and 2 packs holding the line. The VP is captured. Can they hold this one? The pack's going to have to capture it out of desperation, or even just the Volks Grenadiers. 40 VPs against the 22. Vet 3 IS-2 has joined the fight. Tigers a little bit low. They're on half HP. Katusha's firing now, and more IS-2s, wave after wave of expendable IS-2s coming up the north here.
There's just so much manpower there. I'm not really sure what they can do here. The IS-2s really are collapsing onto these Tigers, and they're quite low.
Katusha as well, taking those Volks a little bit lower. If they can hold the line, prevent the cap, the Tiger will see its demise. Doesn't get extra armor at Vet 2, and there it goes. Rear armor, nice flank with the IS-2's. Tiger doesn't stand a chance, but still the VP's being captured. There's no infantry nearby, and the bottom VP's being captured.
The sneaky cap, and the VPs are ticking in favor of our Axis.
Allies going to win the tank battle, but will they win the VP battle? The one that matters, 15 VPs, all 3 of them. They have the capture point.
They need to evac right now.
No, they can't evac, but in capture point, on the secure mode.
Yeah, capture point. Where's the capture point?
I think it's futile at this stage.
I think it's too late. I think our Axis have won.
Oh, dear. Well.
That was intense.
That was a rather climatic end. Gotta say, props for taking out that Vet 5 Panther. Yeah, really, really good game.
Super game.
I gotta say, it's really nice to see Allies winning a late game tank battle. It doesn't happen very often.
Not a lot.
I think a King Tiger would have been a much better response from Lemon, but those Panthers they did very well. They did very, very well.
Oh yeah.
Good tank preservation from really all of our players.
Yeah.
Didn't lose any of those Panthers until the end. Didn't lose many IS-2s. Jackson's wasn't exactly the best, but it's really hard to hold on to those Jacksons. They're so weak. They're so vulnerable. And when there's that many Shreks, that many packs, they die easy.
Especially when you're just throwing them at a panther trying to catch it when it's blitzkrieging.
But you have to. If you try and go for the max range snipe, you just don't penetrate.
Doesn't work, yeah.
Not a Vet 5 Panther. Well, that was a pretty intense game.
Extremely intense, so...
Yeah, well, that'll wrap this game up, I believe. We're going to go ahead and post this to our YouTube. So if you did miss that or you want to watch it again, it'll be up, GeneralsGentlemen.com. It does redirect. Okay, apparently I'm not actually signed into the chat.
Probably have to do that.
I'm going to go ahead and sign into chat.
It's a pretty good plan, I think.
That's what I'm going to do. So thanks for watching. We are the General Gentlemen. We do a lot of YouTube for Company of Heroes 2 Shoutcast, as well as Command & Conquer, League of Legends, all the good stuff. So be sure to check us out if you like RTS. I'm just trying to plug, but it's not letting me.
Damn it, Twitch chat.
There we go. GeneralsGentlemen.com, Facebook.com/GeneralsGentlemen. So thanks for watching.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Are you off now?
Yeah, I think I'm off now.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
We'll see you next time.